Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to create a Facebook ad for your brand new Shopify store. So if you're a beginner then and you've recently completed your store and you're excited to get started with Facebook ads, then this is the video for you. Or perhaps you've been running ads for a couple of weeks and you've not quite seen the sales that you wanted. So you must be going wrong somewhere. So hopefully then this video will help you out as well. Now, before we jump into the video, I just want to very quickly mention that it doesn't matter how good your Facebook ads are. If you haven't got a professional Shopify store, then you're not going to see the sales that you probably hope for. So my advice to you then is to make sure you at least get some feedback on your store before you start running Facebook ads. And with that being said then guys, thanks again for tuning in. I hope you enjoy it. And let's get straight into it. So here we are then inside my ad manager, and these are going to be the two products that I'm going to be showing you how to run ads for, purely because then these are two different styles of products. Number one, this product here is going to be purely demographic based. I'll explain that later on in the video. And then the second product, is going to be this cat water fountain here. And the reason I want to show you this one then is because this one's going to be set up purely, the audience is going to be based on interests instead of demographics. So there's quite a nice little video. I didn't put this together myself. I simply took this straight off of the AliExpress product page, but it quite clearly and nicely demonstrates exactly what the product is. So that being said then, let's shut these down, jump into my ad manager account, and I can show you how to create this ad. So we'll start from the very beginning then, so you can see the process from start to finish. I'm just going to very quickly then change my ad manager account, and once this loads up then we can finally get started. So this is the very beginning screen then. Now before you jump into conversion ads, a lot of people have been questioning me about whether you need to build up the engagement on your social platforms or even on the actual post itself. So if you do want to do that, then there's a couple of ways you can go about it. The first thing you want to do is start with an engagement campaign, and then you can run two different styles side by side. So you can start with post engagement to build up the likes, shares, comments, etc. on the actual ad itself. So when people come across your ad, it looks like it's got enough social proof, it's got enough comments, etc. so people will trust it more. And then you can also build up the page likes of your actual Facebook page too, because believe it or not, there will be a lot of people that will actually check out your Facebook page just to make sure that you're legit and a proper business, because people are going to be skeptical about you as a new business. However, if your ultimate goal is to go for sales, then ultimately you want to be choosing the conversion objective. In terms of the campaign name then, I'm just going to simply name this exactly what the product is so we know what we're dealing with. And then in terms of these two here, I would leave them both as off for now. When compulsory campaign budget optimization comes into play, then all you simply need to do is set rules for each ad set to make sure that the budget is split evenly. So for example, if you wanted to test 10 different ad sets and made sure you spent $10 per ad set, you would set a campaign budget of $100 and then just set a rule to make sure that each ad set got $10 spent on it. Anyway, with that being said then, let's get into the bulk of creating our first ad. So in terms of the ad set name, I like to fill this in last because I don't always then have a plan of what I'm going to be choosing and selecting. Therefore, I like to go back at the end and actually name it depending on what I've targeted within the ad set, if that makes sense. Well, that will all come clear later on in the video. In terms of the actual optimization you want to go for, we're going to go for the purchase objective. If this isn't green on your store, then what I recommend is simply just running a test purchase on your store so you can go straight for purchases. Moving on then, we're going to ignore these. These are a bit more advanced and we're just going to stick to the basics in this video. Trust me, what I show you in this video will be more than enough to go out there and make your first 6 figures on Facebook. Now, this is where things get interesting. So in terms of your custom audiences, then if you've got a new ad account, you won't have any of these if you haven't already created them yet. And essentially, just in case you don't know what they are, you can create lists of people who have performed certain actions on your store or have been to certain pages. And then as it says there, you can then use those custom audiences to create lookalike audiences. I'm not going to go into too much detail purely because that topic is worthy of a video on its own. Moving on to the locations, age and gender. So the first product I want to go through then is it's like a toilet ladder for obviously new parents who are toilet training their children, and this is where the demographics essentially going to come into play, because it's going to be primarily a demographic targeted product, if that makes sense. So location, I'm going to stick to UK. Living in the UK, I like to start with the UK, and if a product proves worthy, then I start to expand into different countries. Age, I'm going to leave 18 to 65 plus, purely because the chances are most people know somebody with a young child. Therefore, if they see this product, they might think to buy it as a gift. Certainly my sister has a 2-year-old, and if I see anything that I think would help her or that she'd enjoy, then I'm always willing to buy it for her just to try and help her out, because obviously during times like that, then financially things can become very stressful. And then gender wise, I'm going to leave this as all genders for obvious reasons. You don't have to be just a male or just a female to buy this product. And then detail targeting, this is where essentially we're going to determine the specific audience that we want to show our ad to. And this is where the demographics are going to come into play. So I'm simply going to hit browse demographics, and just purely from experience and playing around with this tool for over 3 years now, then I know for a fact that you can actually target parents with certain aged children. Now, a simple Google search prior to recording this video, I was able to find that most parents kind of toilet train their children between the ages of about 1 and about 3 or 4. So I'm going to select this one as well. And essentially what that's going to do now is show our ad to everybody who is on that pre-created list. So within Facebook's algorithm, who are suggested to be parents with toddlers or preschoolers between the ages of 1 and 2 and 3 and 5. Now, moving on to the next box, this checkbox here, I'm going to explain what it does, and it's up to you whether you want to use it or not. Personally, in the beginning, I don't recommend you do, purely because keep an eye on this potential reach. You can see it's 43 million. If I get rid of this checkbox, you can see it's gone down to 500,000 people. So what ticking this box does is it basically opens the door for Facebook to go out and show your ad to whoever they want to, if they